Okay. So we've got some speakers also who are going to present. So Miss Cara Holley, if you'll come, tell us what you do, who you are, how you can help us in supporting our community.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm a little nervous, so y'all bear with me. I'm probably going to cry a little bit. I just want to share my story with y'all. My name is Cara Holley. I'm from Marion. Oh, thank you. I live in Marion. I was raised in Morganton. Very close with my family. I have 2 fur babies, 2 nephews and 1 great nephew. We raised them. They're pretty much my kids. So I work at Baxter. I've been there about 2.5 years. I want to share my story with y'all. I'm in recovery from drugs and alcohol, and it has been a severe struggle for me, but I enjoy encouraging other people and showing them that there is hope, even if you're at the very bottom. It all started when I was about 14. I started feeling different. I had gained some weight. When I look back on it, I had some depression. I went to the doctor. They told me that I had a mood disorder, but I was too young for them to diagnose it. So basically, I was having emotional outbursts. I was angry. I was lashing out at my parents. I just felt like I was at war with myself constantly. And unfortunately, addiction ran in my family, so it caused me to be pre-genetically disposed, which means I'm at a higher risk to use. So I maintained my grades. I graduated high school. Soon after that, I met my high school sweetheart. We kind of recreationally used. It wasn't something we did every day. And then it became something we did every day. I started using pills at that point. When I was about 19, I had my first overdose. I went out of my mind and ended up self-harming myself. I ended up committed to the hospital. My drinking picked up a little bit, so I just knew that it made me numb all the time, and that's what I was searching for. I ended up staying in the hospital, going in and out of the hospital. It was something that I just couldn't fix, whatever was wrong with me. It was just, I was at war all the time. And at the age of about 24, me and my high school sweetheart broke up. So he had always been good to me, so I didn't have like any bad relationship. I didn't know what that was. So at that point in my life, I started to attract the wrong kind of men. And abuse came with that, physical, emotional, mental. It was all just something that was new to me. I ended up being severely beaten to the point I had to go to the hospital. When I was about 26, I started experimenting with harder drugs. I started IV using, and that was like the level of numb that I wanted to be. So that lasted for probably about a year, and then miraculously I just quit. I don't know what happened, but I ended up in the hospital again. I started to feel better about myself. I got out, I did better for a little while, then went right back to the same. It got to the point where I actually overdosed and was dumped out. My body was dumped out on the sidewalk. It was terrible. A disabled man saved my life, and that was just God. I can't explain it any other way. But I had a nervous breakdown when I was about 30 years old. I had destroyed my apartment. I had cut myself about 70 times. I fought the law, who was trying to help me. I remember there was a deputy, and the words that he said to me really stuck with me. I was cussing him all the way to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, I really just wanted to call my mom, you know, and they finally let me call my mom. And this deputy told me, he said, you know, the whole time you were cussing me, I was just praying for you. You deserve better, and I know you could do better in this life. And for some reason, that just stuck with me. So I was in the hospital. Something clicked. I wanted to get better. I wanted life to change. So I got out of the hospital. I straightened up a little bit, and then I met Mr. Perfect. And this guy was, you know, the first 6 months we were great together. He was good to me, and then he slipped up, and he started using. I started IV use again, and I was at work. One night I was super tired, I couldn't hold my eyes open, and there was a girl who offered me meth, and that was the first time I'd ever done it. It grabbed a hold of me like no demon had ever grabbed a hold of me, and I didn't know, I was hopeless. I got to a point where I was about 85 pounds. I remember my mom coming to my apartment one day, and she was like, you know, I was drinking liquor 7 o'clock in the morning. And my mom was like, you know, Cara, I think you have a problem. And I was like, no, I'm good. I just kind of laughed it off, you know. And I ended up to the point where I was just powerless. I could not get away from this man. I just couldn't do anything. So I prayed. I just gave it up. And I was just like, God, I need you to help me. I can't get out of this situation. I don't know what to do. And literally about 2 weeks to the day, he ended up in prison. So in a moment that I should have been, you know, sad because I loved him in some weird way, I was ecstatic. I knew that was my way out. So I ended up leaving him. I called my mom. I said, Mama, can I move back home? You know, and she was like, yeah, but there will be no drug use. And I freaked out. I did not know what I was going to do. So I went and I started taking it one day at a time, sometimes one breath at a time. And I finally called a doctor. I figured out that I was bipolar. That's what I had been trying to medicate all these years that I could not figure out. I was just self-medicating. So once I figured out I was bipolar, I also started taking medication for my addiction. A lot of people have mixed feelings about medically assisted treatment, but to be honest with you, that medicine gave me my life back. It blocks the receptors over time, so you no longer have cravings. I've now been on that medication for 4 years and 8 months. I have been sober for that long. I was able to stop everything. I started getting closer with my family. I gained their trust back. I got a car. I got a good job. I'm here today. I moved to Marion. I had to get out of Morganton. It had become a place where I was using everywhere I went. The people I saw wanted, you know, it was the same vicious cycle. So I moved to Marion. I got a job. A couple months later, this maintenance man started, and I was like, hey, he's kind of cute, you know? And we started talking. We've now been together for 5 years. He is my best friend, my everything. And I'm grateful for him. So let me talk a little bit about what helped me. The main thing was changing my things, people, and places. I no longer went to the places that were habits of using. I stayed away from everybody except my family. I learned coping skills, and that was something that I'd never had before. I only knew to use. So I started journaling, I started kayaking, I started hiking. I learned to shoot guns. I found things that replaced that feeling of wanting to use. They made me happy without using. So I'm now becoming the person that I want to be. It's taken me a long time. It's taken me a lot of self-work. But I'm actually proud of who I am. I accept the past. I accept that all that hard work I went through was worth it. And I want to share my story because I've been through so much that I know that it will help people. I know I've saved people's lives. I've led people to recovery and out of addiction. And I'm becoming the person I wish I had. So my recovery is an open book. If anybody has any questions, I'll be more than glad to help to answer them. And if you have anyone, if you know someone struggling with addiction, please reach out. I'll be more than glad to share my resources. I just want to lead people to a better life. So I thank you all for your time today. This was a great opportunity, and I appreciate you all.